As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Enjoy. Hey, I'm here today to review this powdered potato, survival potatoes. I guess it's like potato flakes, vitamin potatoes by Nutrient Survival. This is a company that's newer to me. They reached out to me with some products that they wanted me to review because I've reviewed other emergency food storage products. And so I have not tried this yet. I've tried their milk and their tomato powder. Both of those I liked. I would recommend. And so you're getting the potato review also for the first time. Sorry, my dog's over there waiting on potatoes. You're getting my potato review, honest review, and reaction for the first time. I have not opened this yet. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the labeling and flip it around so you can, if you want to read the nutrition facts or the ingredient list and instructions and everything there. And then a little bit about the company, a little bit more about the product. You have a 25-year shelf life on this, which is great. They've got the best by date printed right there in the front, easy to find. So all things I like about this. I'll point out to you when you're looking at any emergency food, you want to look at the serving size and just make sure that this is something that would fit your family. Because some companies, I'm not saying Nutrient Survival does this, but some companies maybe stretch a little bit, I think, to make it look like there's more in the can than there is. This says about a quarter cup of prepared potatoes, I'm assuming, per serving. So that's about this much. If I am being honest, and so that would be 30 servings per container. My family probably would eat, well, me and my husband anyway, my kids would probably eat a quarter cup per serving. Me and my husband is probably more of a half cup per serving. So I would say for my family, this is probably about 20 servings instead of 30 servings per container, maybe 25 because of the kids. But just make sure you're keeping that in mind. That's going to be different for everybody. For you, you might eat less than that. So maybe this is 40 servings per container instead of 30 for you. So just always make sure you're basing your emergency food storage on serving size and what they say is in there versus what your family will eat. So one of the things I like about this company is they are based in the US. So I like to support our companies at home when we can. All of their stuff, it comes in a tin can, number 10 can, and then you've got the lid to reseal it, which is great. I will give you a pro tip, which is that I have an easier time actually opening these cans from the bottom because they are so sturdy. So feel free to open it from the top if you've got an awesome can opener, but I've got my little manual situation here that I like, and that works better on the bottom of the can in my opinion. So just something to keep in mind for yourself as you're trying to access your potatoes. So, all right, if you've ever had instant potatoes from the store, this is kind of what that looks like. And so you can see kind of the potato flakes there. There's little green, it looks like maybe dried up chives and stuff in there, and some spices, it looks like. So looks like it's probably going to be pretty good. So it says, remove the oxygen absorbers. And I'm going to go ahead and fix them up. I got some warm water here to make this with because you want to eat cold mashed potatoes. You might have to, I guess, if you're in a survival situation, but right now I don't have to. So it says, I'm having to read it upside down because I opened it upside down. To mix one serving, which they say is a quarter cup. Or I guess we're about to find out what they find out a serving is. 1/4 cup of the potatoes. Make sure that's dry. I'll never stick wet stuff in your food stores. I guess once it's open, it doesn't matter as much, but still. Oh, there's our other oxygen absorber. So I like that they have definitely enough in there. So I'm going to do a 1/4 cup leveled of that potato powder, and then it says to 2/3 cup of water. So I have a 1/3 measure here, so I got to put 2 of these in. That's 1/3 and 2/3. And again, I'm using warm water here. That sometimes does affect how you reconstitute things, so keep that in mind. I'm going to go ahead and grab some stuff to mix it with here and then taste it with. So automatic, I haven't even stirred it yet, and you can see that it's already absorbing the water pretty well. Looks like mashed potatoes. It looks like instant mashed potatoes, I should say, which is basically what it is. So I'm going to mix it up and see if we get a good consistency here. Keep in mind that some things, shelf-stable foods, because they've had to remove all the water from it to make it shelf-stable, they sometimes take a minute to reconstitute because they've been freeze-dried or dehydrated or whatever. So given that that is my advice to you, I will say that these look a little on the thinner side, but if I gave them a minute, they might reconstitute a little more. So actually, I'm going to do that because I want to make sure we give them a fair assessment. But if they do turn out that it is a little on the thinner side, all you would have to do, see, it's kind of like all you would have to do is just add a little less water. So that's kind of nice that you can adjust based on, because some people like potatoes that are more. I'm the type that likes lumps in my potatoes, so these are obviously not going to come that way, and you should not expect that. That's an unfair expectation. Um, but I do like, you can look in there and see if I can show you in the light. There's, you can see the little chives in there, and in fact, they did have on the label that they added. Let's see, there's potato flakes, yeah, sea salt, minced green onion, garlic powder, black pepper, onion powder. So they do have some spices in here, and it does smell pretty good. So if you ever buy like the instant mashed potatoes from the store that you just, in the little packets and stuff, usually they take a minute to thicken up after you've added the water. So that's why I'm giving it a second. And they have thickened up a little more. So okay, I'm gonna go off what it is right now. So you can see that consistency there. It's pretty decent mashed potato consistency. I would, if I'm serving these to my family, I'm probably gonna add a little less water just to make them a little thicker. That's how I like my potatoes. But again, that's the nice thing about being able to mix it. You can prepare the ratio that you and your family like. You can do the taste test. Yeah, I think they're okay. I mean, I wouldn't say like, so if you buy the brand from the store, um, I'm not allowed to technically say because it's a competitor brand, but it's the ones that comes in the packets. Those I feel like are maybe a little better, just, but they're also, that's the thing, is they're not a shelf stable. What you're looking for here is shelf stable. So they're not bad though. These are not bad. I'm just saying they're not as good as those. What I think I would do preparing these for my family, which I will be because I'm not going to waste this, is I think I would just add a little bit of more salt and spices. That's all I think all it needs, and a little less water, like I said before. But it reconstituted fairly nicely. I mean, it's definitely not gritty, which that's like the worst when you reconstitute something that's gritty. It's not at all gritty. It's very smooth. Um, in fact, like I said, probably like for my taste, a little bit too smooth, and that's why I would add a little less water. But you can even see it's actually thickened up a little more since, so like I said, potatoes tend to do that. But yeah, I would add maybe a little more flavor. The beauty of using this in a non-emergency circumstances, I can add a little butter and cream cheese and salt and make it my own. But it's pretty good, and like for emergency or survival food, and certainly in an emergency situation, this is going to be great, especially if you have hot water to make it with, which you might not, but it tastes good with the hot water, obviously. So yeah, this is something I would keep. I would recommend it. I would keep this on my shelf to feed my family. And I like, something else I should mention too is most of their products, and they probably say it on the can here. Yep, no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. That is something that is unique to this company, as far as I know. So you're welcome to correct me if I'm wrong. As far as I know, that's something I've only found with Nutrient Survival. I like that because I do try to feed my family a little more natural foods regularly. And so in an emergency situation, you're not going to usually have that luxury as much. You might have to forgo that. But Nutrient Survival doesn't make you necessarily forgo that. So that's really nice. So yeah, overall, I would recommend putting this in your emergency food stores.